Hello everyone, Martin here, back with another Doomsday video, another Legacy video. This time, it's going to be a bit different than normally. I'm not going to be recording a league. Instead, I'm going to be recording a test session that I'm going to be doing with my friend Kai Sawatari. We both really enjoy playing Doomsday a lot, and we also both enjoy trying to work out the Delver matchup, so to speak. Because it's like a very common narrative now, and has been for a long time, that Delver is a really poor matchup for Doomsday. And I think it stands in the way of some people, at least, wanting to pick up Doomsday, because, like, why would you play a deck that has a bad matchup versus the best deck in the format? So today might not be for everyone. If you're not like super enfranchised in Doomsday, I don't blame you for not sticking around. But if you are, or if you just have an interest in seeing like test matches of how this works, then this is for you. And we're going to be testing exclusively post sideboard. That is why you're looking at this kind of weird list. Well, actually, no. This list is not weird. This is the main deck. But we're going to be playing this. I'm going to be playing this deck. So we're just going to be like dueling each other in 3-game matches where we're already like post-boarded. Kai's going to be playing Delver, blue-red Delver, a pretty stock list. And he has post-board, he's going to be boarding out lightning bolts, which we had a bit of a talk about. That's not how he would board against Doomsday if he was on Delver, but it's how he thinks, and I tend to agree that Delver kind of looks post-board most times, like most people. Well, first of all, like I see that not all Delver lists are running 4 lightning bolts anymore. They're running Unholy Heat a lot of the time. But I think a lot of people board out some number, if not all, copies of lightning bolt. So he's boarding out bolt. In the main deck, he has 2 red blasts, or pyroblast, and 1 counterbalance. And he's bringing in a 2nd counterbalance and 3 blasts and 2 force of negation. And he's also boarding out 2 Murktides. So that's his sideboard plan. My sideboard plan is to bring in the 2 extra copies of Duress and the 3 defense grid. And I'm boarding out 4 force of will and 1 street wraith. The street wraith right now, it's like I'm not sure what else to cut. And maybe it's better to cut a personal tutor, I'm not sure. But personal tutor is not the worst with defense grid, and we're trying out this new. It's at least it's a new take on maybe a tried and trusted approach. But Kai and I talked about what makes like ad nauseum tendrils at least better versus Delver than Doomsday is, and I think a lot of it has to do with a saturation of discard spells. And like waiting until you are ready to win the same turn. And I think like discards is a proactive mean of interaction, whereas counterspells is a reactive mean of interaction. And versus a counterspell deck, if they know, if they can deduce that in order for you to win this turn, you have to sack Lion's Eye Diamond, then in most cases they can just save their counterspell and leaving a stranded Force of Will blue card in hand for us. So I think it makes more sense to like try and discard. We're also running 2 basics for this reason. 2 basics for all the discard. We want basic swamp, and we want 2 basics to be able to like play defense grid and not get like pummeled by wastelands. And in order to make up for this basic island, we're running Cabal Ritual. Ideally I would want 2 Cabal Rituals. I've cut a Lotus Petal because Petal is worse with basic island than Cabal Ritual is in terms of making black. But yeah, so the plan is to stay as lean as possible, as fast as possible, but to be able to go like ideally cantrip and or discard on the first couple of turns, land a defense grid, or just discard enough to be able to safely go off and win on the same turn. So this strategy, I think, suffers mostly when we're up against like really aggressive Delver plays, Delver openers. So I think a lot of the time Delver probably slows a bit down after sideboard because they have more counter spells. But if Delver just goes like Delver of Secrets or Dragon's Rage Chandler on turn 1, and then another one on turn 2 plus a cantrip, or a Wasteland or something, then like we have to have what we need already. Because they will also be like Red Blasting or cantrips. So yeah, that's about it. I'm going to start playing against Kai, and I hope you enjoy. Alright, so remember, we are post-board. Though, as I won the die roll, let's pretend I lost game 1. Yeah, it's a clear mulligan. Yeah, this is good. And I suppose I'm going to lose the pedal, although I kind of want everything in this hand. So let's get the basic swamp and cast Duress here. Yeah, okay, so Kai has a very aggressive hand, but not a lot of interactions. Let's take the Force of Negation, and I'm pretty sure Kai's going to drop a creature here. I would. Okay, so unless he drew Daze or another Force, this grid should stick. I guess I should have played the Underground Sea. Just in case I draw another sea next turn. Okay, Kai drew a land. Not playing another creature seems... Okay, yeah, no, he is. I guess he's playing both Delvers. That'd be my guess. Because, you know, what else are you doing here? Okay, so Kai has one unknown. Okay, so let's brainstorm here. Let's put back... Actually, no, let's keep brainstorm. Let's put back Ponder and land. Let's hope he doesn't draw another land or a wasteland. Okay, so Delver's flip. Okay, this means he has, like, the only, well, not the only, but like the scary card now is Wasteland. Anything else, he won't be able to pitch cast anything. Does not shuffle. No Wasteland. Okay, excellent. Okay, so I guess it's only counterbalance we have to be afraid of, which would also be kind of bad. And is that what's happening? Or is it Murktide? Murko, okay. Alright, so that's good. We get to win. Okay. Alright, let's see here. Petal, Thassa, Cycler, Edge of Autumn, Lines at Diamond. Yep. Petal, Thassa, and these three in any given order. Put back Personal Tutor, Ideas Unbound. Play Lines at Diamond, cycle Edge of Autumn, draw Ideas Unbound, and that's the game. Okay. So this, we mulled to 6, but we were on the play. Like with the exact same sort of opening. If Kai starts, I think he just wins. So yeah, and obviously no sideboarding. Let's go. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna keep this. No way to get to like basic swamp, which is a little bit annoying, but it's what it is. Interesting. Okay, I think I'm gonna I am gonna fire off probably a duress here. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna take the brainstorm. I suppose no, maybe that was dumb. I should have taken the force. Yeah, should have taken the force of will. So there's a wasteland. Okay. Okay, that was good. That means we get to, unless he drew another force, we get to go like this. Oh, there's another wasteland. Actually, let's take his expressive iteration. Alright, so we have a basic island. We want Thassa, and we want Cavern. And we want some cyclers. Do we want, and what else do we want? Maybe Pact of Negation? Though, what are we pacting? Like, we either get to put Thassa in through Cavern, in which case we don't need Pact. Okay, so let's see here. We next turn we draw Island, play it. Well, rather, we pass now, he wastes us. We draw Island, we cast Ponder. He may or may not force that. So first draw step draws draws Cavern, second draws Edge, Edge draws Edge, Edge draws Pact, and the Ponder. Yeah, I think this is fine. And we don't need to put Cavern on top. Let's just go like this and pass. Okay, there's Wasteland. So if, worst case scenario here, he has like a DRC and a Daze. Or I guess any blue card. Was that? But he has no bolt, so I don't think he has a way to get us here. Yeah, and this means we get to win next turn. Unless, no, I don't think he has a way to kill us here. Okay. So unless I think I may have misclicked something, or else his hand is Mystic and Force. We draw the Pact, and that's game. All right, cool. So I'm going to challenge Kai again. Like this. And hopefully he accepts right away. Yep. I feel like we need to get like a lot of reps in before this starts to make sense. This hand is almost great. But I think I have to mulligan it. I'll keep this, though it's not that good. What do we take here? Probably the Pact. This is where we just lose super hard to a Wasteland. But I do feel like getting Thoughtseize in on turn 1, and I want to be able to brainstorm turn 2. Okay. Alright, let's take the Force here. Another move would have been to take the DRC, but I don't think we can really afford that. So Kai can either hold up Red Blast or play DRC. I expect him to play DRC. So we get to brainstorm next turn. If he has days, we can days back. Okay. Ooh, that's sick. That's so sick. Okay, let's see here. We go like this, and then we... Maybe I should not have put back days, but instead put back Edge of Autumn. But in case he actually drew a force... Oh, he drew days! Sick. Alright. Alright. Well, we need the Cavern, and we need Thassa, and we need both edges, I think, and a Street Wraith. So we need to draw two. We'll be at 8 life, and Kai can get Delirious next turn if he can surveil a creature off of his Ponder. If he does that, we'll drop to 6. But wait, Kai has no mana in play, so maybe I think he has to Ponder. So maybe we also Ponder. That way we draw a card without we draw a card without losing life. Instead of the I think I like this better. So we lose to 2 running wastelands here, but I think I'm okay with those odds. So yeah, if we had put Street Wraith in and Kai cast Ponder now surveils a creature into the graveyard, then we lose. Because he would have 6 damage before we get to the turn we need to, and then we can't cycle Street Wraith. Okay, so do we Ponder here and like trade with his thing? I think we don't. We can still we can Ponder next turn if he doesn't leave open mana, and I don't want to give him this Surveil. Counterbalance, okay. Interesting. What does he leave on top? He leaves something on top here. So we're definitely gonna play Ponder here, seeing as we didn't get Wasteland, because if it's not a 1 on top, we just win like on the spot. And if it is, well, you know, nothing really happened. Okay, so it was a Red Blast. There's Ponder. So, and he put a creature there, so now DRC is Delirious. But because we know there are no like lightning bolts, we should win here. Call it Merfolk. And boom. Okay, well, this is going above expectations, but above my expectations. But yeah, it's 3 matches or 3 games. It's not a lot. Yeah, I'm down with this. Oh, Kai mulls to 5. Rough. That still doesn't mean I'm going to turbo out this Doomsday turn 1 into a daze. Delver, okay. Well. No, I'm gonna pass here, and then next turn I'm gonna Thoughtseize, and if Kai doesn't have 2 means of interaction, we get to win on the same turn, and if not, we'll have to play it by ear. Okay. We drew Daze, which is not bad. All right, so I'm not gonna play around Wasteland now, seeing as I have a second land anyways. That's gonna be Wasteland susceptible. Okay. All right, so I mean, he has 2 means of interaction. If we take the Pyroblast, or rather, if we take the Daze, then we can try and see if we can get him to play into Pyroblast. Actually, we have to take the Daze because we can't actually beat a Daze right now. So, okay, so how do we go about doing this? Because Kai can waste this next turn and leave open Pyroblast mana. Well, let's get the Oracle, obviously. We'll drop to 8. Let's assume Delver flips. We'll be at 5. I think we just hope. No, we just go hard. If we're at 5 next turn, we can cycle Street Wraith twice. And you can't wasteland both of our lands. We just have to not daze before you get the turn. So, yeah, this works. Alright. Collect that. Flips off of Ponder. Yep. And so what is he looking for here? Because he already has the Power Blast, like maybe looking for a Daze. Does not shuffle. There's Wasteland. I could have cycled Edge. In fact, no, I'm still going to be fine because the cavern is in there. Draw cavern. No! No! Oh my goodness. Yeah, okay, that was a gigantic misplay. Gigantic misplay on my part. I could have gotten around that in several different ways. So, I mean, this is a loss, obviously, but if I just paid attention and cycled the edge off of the Wasteland, this doesn't happen. And if I put Thassa on the bottom, this doesn't happen. But, yeah, so lesson learned in terms of, like, being attentive, and the order of your pile will always matter, or at least can always end up mattering. Yeah, I just forgot. I thought, like, versus non-discard decks, I usually put, or rather, no, that's not true. Versus discard decks, I usually put Thassa on the bottom. But sometimes I autopilot into putting Thassa second from the bottom versus non-discard decks in case there's a world where we don't get that last turn. We might still make it. Okay, I'm gonna keep this, even though it's yeah, it's not the best, but we can personal tutor for Doomsday. On the draw, I don't think I keep this, but on the play, I kind of like it. I am gonna like play into Wasteland here because we have a lot of lands and we're getting Doomsday now. I don't think we can afford to play the long game here, but that might be wrong. Okay. So I'm gonna pass here, and if he fetches, it gives me a window to play Brainstorm and not lose it to a to Pyroblast. I'm gonna do that, but it doesn't look like it. I don't hate waiting here, honestly. Like counterbalance is a little scary. Okay, I'm gonna Brainstorm now before he can get a Surveil off of this Pyroblast. Okay, I really hope he doesn't have another Pyroblast, but at least then he'll be tapped out. Okay. Let's put back Cavern of Souls and like this. Okay, and it resolves. And if we draw like a Dark Ritual here, we're suddenly looking pretty good. This is also fine. Let's Thoughtseize here. Oof. Rough. Okay, I think I have to take the Force of Negation. And now I really want to find like a defense grid. These cards are also good. I think we just have to pass here. Going for the EI. Okay. Doesn't put a card to the bottom. What got exiled? Ponder. Okay. So now it's Delirious. Ugh. What do we do here? Do we cycle? So let's just work something out. I'm going to drop to 12, 11. I'll be at 5 if I Doomsday, then 2. So I think I actually do cycle here. The problem is I can't fetch another black source with this Flooded Strand or with the Misty Rainforest that's on top. I'm going to let this Wasteland happen, but I think I have to Brainstorm end of turn, and I probably want to Flooded Strand here because I want a Dark Ritual, or a Cabal Ritual, or a Lotus Petal. Or even... No, it has to be one of those. Because then I can Duress and Doomsday. Okay. So I might just... Okay, here's what I'm going to do. He has 4. He has 4 cards. if just like one of them is another blue card, one of the two I don't know about. Alright, let's go like this actually. I was gonna try some crazy shenanigans that involved like casting Doomsday, number one, having to counter it, and then winning with Doomsday on the subsequent turn. Oh. This is both good and bad. No, I think this is good. We don't want all these cards, but we're gonna draw the Cabal Ritual and cast it, and then Duress and hope he doesn't have like another blue card. If he does, we lose. Ah, okay. So we're out. All right, all right, all right. Let's try another one. Yeah. Not sure if I should have played that differently. It's certainly possible. Okay, on the draw this time. Oh, this is a good hand. Kai mulls 6. Kai, I think, has a mulligan more than me. So I am going to offer up the days for Pyroblast here. Looks like Kai's going to Pyroblast. Interesting. Feels like weakness on his part, like his hand doesn't have pitch counters, but what do I know? Not shuffle, and no play here. I'm gonna guess that he has a Pyroblast more. Okay, didn't look like it. I don't think, even though days is our only sort of interaction right here, I don't think we want days. Let's ponder to shuffle and then get a fresh look with Brainstorm next turn. Unless, oh, interesting. Okay, we still get to see 2 fresh cards with Brainstorm, 3 if we cycle Street Wraith. See if he finds a land here. Ooh, he does. I'm gonna cycle here. A lot of the time I like hanging on to Edge of Autumn because it's a lot of the time worth it, but actually let's cycle Street Wraith here. Okay. To get a card deeper. Hope to find Doomsday. Okay, we don't find Doomsday. Let's lose a petal. And probably the LED, though that's still a decent card. Okay. I'm gonna use this, I think, to fetch basic swamp and then consider on my turn. This is too good of a day's target. So I am going to consider now, because I won't be able to consider on my upkeep. Okay. Let's put this in. Ugh, that was bad. Okay, he had the land. Redraw the LED. Okay. This is not looking too good right now. We've kind of whiffed on our cantrips. Plus, Kai successfully killed like pyroblasted a couple of them. Oof, drawing all of our dazes when they aren't very good is a little bit annoying, but you know, it's part of the game. And this game is now firmly in his Grasp. Okay. I am going to daze this, but this is because things are looking so bad bad right now for us. And we can still, like, if we top deck Doomsday here, the daze doesn't really factor in that much. Or if we find Doomsday here, oh, we do. Okay, I mean, we have to go for this. Does he have something? Does. Okay. Fortunately, these dazes I was complaining about suddenly came through for us. Okay. Problem is we don't have a lot of life to play with here. So Kai has one card left. If that is a creature, then we can't play it. We can't play around like Pyroblast. So should we be trying to play around Pyroblast? Let's see here. We'll drop to 4. So we can try and play around like stack-based interaction, but that involves taking 2 turns. And that means any creature he plays is going to be lethal. We can only survive 2 attacks by like a single Delver. So maybe we should just... It's like we draw edge, cycle edge into... No, we can't do that. Because we don't have 2 lands. We would have to use a Street Wraith here. So I can't work out a way to get more than 1 card in my hand that... I guess it doesn't matter. We can do this with Ideas Unbound and draw 3 cards, but that equally loses to Pyroblast. So, but maybe that's just better than... so let's forget about that one. Let's go Ideas Unbound. So we draw edge, cycle edge into Ideas Unbound, draw Petal, Pact, and Thassa. Only we don't need... Well, yeah, this plays around days actually. So I was gonna say we don't need the Petal because we will have 4 mana with the island and the LED, but let's go like this. I'm gonna play out the LED now, so we don't randomly get smoked by like a counterbalance. Okay, no second creature. So we lose to Force, and we lose to Pyroblast. We don't lose to Daze. No! Yeah, alright. We're out. Alright. Interesting. So you can see it leveling off a bit here. I think I've lost like 3 or 4 now. Let's be on the play. This is not good. This is good. Don't need the personal tutor. I'm gonna fetch basic island and ponder. if they don't have a wasteland and we find a discard spell, this kind of sucks because we can't discard twice, or we can't make black mana twice. But this plays better with like if they do have wasteland, and if we find like okay. I think I'm gonna take this Daze because if they then tap out on turn 1, we can make Doomsday. Probe themselves. Okay. Fetch. Play something. Yes. Okay. So now we just have to hope that they don't have anything too crazy. Okay, so pitch, counterbalance. 3 cards left. Do they have anything else? Okay. So now they can be sitting on or Kai can be sitting on a Daze here, which would be like pretty frustrating. In which case, maybe we're supposed to not make the pile that wins now. Seeing as we know Kai doesn't have lightning bolts, which I am going to admit affects this test quite a bit. Like, I would probably be worried about lightning bolt, but I'm not sure. So how does this work? We brainstorm now, and if he dazes, he dazes. And if not, like, we can also just put in a fetchable land that we can then fetch. But then that still like leaves us with another turn. If we want this to work through Cavern of Souls, we probably can't get around waiting 2 turns. I'll be at 9. Delver has not flipped yet. Yeah, okay. I'm going to try this. I think there's a better pile, but I can't really work it out. Let's go like this. See if he has the Daze. Didn't have Daze. Okay. I suppose I'll do this and pass. It is kind of free to cycle the swamp because we won't be using black mana anymore. It's really big that Kai doesn't flip the Delver there. Another Delver though. Okay, I'll be at 8 now, and if Delver flips, both Delvers flip. I'll be at 2, and I'll be fetching once. I'll be at 1, so that's still fine. Oof, they do flip. There's Wasteland. Does he waste this here? Yeah, he does. I'm gonna fetch. But so it won't matter, but I think that's a decent play. Because what else are you gonna do? So as the game turned out, and I think I could have probably foreseen this if I had thought it through, that having those 2 cyclers wasn't necessary. But at the same time, I didn't know if he had daze. If he dazes the brainstorm, then having the second cycler is pretty crucial. It's funny, so far I haven't really seen defense grid much. Well, there is one, but we can't keep this. Can't keep those. We'll keep this. Put back like this, I guess. There's Delver. I'd really love to get like a discard spell right here. Well, Kai's gonna know what we're drawing. Okay, let's play that then to not give away information. That's smart. So what Kai did there is he bobbled himself, and if there's an instant or sorcery on top, now he gets to stack the triggers the way that Delver reveals first. So there wasn't. So whatever he's drawing is a creature or a land, or counterbalance, I guess. Still didn't flip, so we got lucky there. Okay, there's a ponder. Did not shuffle, but didn't like the top of his deck. There's DRC, okay. So let's say both attack me for 6 next turn. I'll be at an effective. I need to fetch 3 times. I'm 16. I'll be at 10. Then both attack me one more go around. I'll be at 4, and then I can win. That is if I just make my land drop here, and then play grid next turn. So give them the turn now. They attack me. Untap, play my grid, give them the turn. But is that even that good? I really don't feel like I can afford to have this dazed. I think I am gonna play, like, if they have a force of will or a force of negation, then it's gonna take the grid, I think, no matter what. Yeah, I'm not really sure there's a very compelling argument. Okay, so they had the force. And they get delirium. Still can't flip Delver. That's fortunate for us. Okay, so whatever they drew, it's not a Pyroblast or Force of Will, and they didn't have daze before. Ooh, okay. So daze goes into the graveyard. Interesting. And they draw Misty. So I'm obviously kind of worried that they have a Pyroblast here. But if they have Pyroblast, it's honestly not that bad. If they have another force, it's kind of bad. They did. Okay, I guess I'm going to brainstorm in response here, but I'm not sure what I could hit that would matter. Okay. Okay. So they're down to 1 card. Okay, let's go like this, and we'll consider in our upkeep to put the polluted delta in the graveyard. Surely they must flip now. They do. EI. Okay. Yikes. All right. Not even sure I want to bin this, but yeah, nah, it's done. All right, so feeling like I am now getting beaten up quite a bit compared to the sweet start we had, but I don't know. First of all, like obviously it's going to be hard to really draw too many conclusions from a training session. But at the same time, this does like I think it does at least prove to me that like if one of the two decks is performing at its like higher capacity, then that deck is likely going to win. If both are, I suppose you'd say Delver is still favored, but I think like of the matches we won in like the first couple of first couple of games, I think Kai had like interaction in all of them and a threat, kind of like, but I could be misremembering. But okay, Kai mulls 6. I keep this hand, which has lands, has spells, can get to Doomsday. Okay, DRC. So I think I'm gonna play out this petal because it's not in risk of like getting destroyed in any way, and this lets us play somewhat around a days on this on this personal tutor. Yep. So would be a little bit upset to see Wasteland here. And no other threat. Okay. That's what we like, getting attacked for 1. Do that all day. So no Wasteland last game, last turn, and Kai did not shuffle. So I'm not really sure if I should be dressing now, or I think I'm actually gonna wait and dress next turn. Hope to not get Wastelanded here. It didn't happen last turn. I think that's pretty reasonable assumption. It won't happen this turn. And there's going to be an instant in Kai's graveyard next turn. Because I'm going to be taking one of his forces, or he's going to force. Okay. Force and Reb. Okay, so we have to take the force, obviously. And oh, wow. Brutal. Gets to look at 5 cards with this brainstorm. Doesn't put anything back. Interesting. Okay, well, so, okay, here's what we were going to do. We're going to try and cast Deep Analysis here. I don't think he can afford to let us resolve a draw 2. So I think this brings about the Pyroblast or the Daze. Oh wow, it just didn't. Sick. Just another attack for 2. Is that it? Okay. We are drawing very poorly, but I'm going to draw 2 more. Right. I'm going to personal tutor here. If it resolves, it looks like it won't. Okay. Now the boys are delirious. So, hang on. Maybe I'm supposed to Doomsday now, actually. He probably drew a force. Probably drew a force, right? I'm gonna try. Oops. It's Doomsday. If he drew a force, did. Well, let's pass then. And then we have another Doomsday. What was pitched? Delver, okay. So probably has like a pyroblast here. Oh, another force. Okay, well. Yeah, can't beat that. That was brutal. So maybe Kai also just needed to get into the swing of things, so to speak. Yeah, let's try this. Hope to find some action here. Oh, great. Yeah, let's go like this. Come on, tappy tappy. Right. So unless he has 2 pitch cards here, or unless he waits a turn, I think we should be fine. Really? Okay, well, I mean, we can just play it slow here. We'll put the basic island to fetch and the cavern and a street wraith. So, do we need street wraith? We will draw edge. We'll play the fetch land, fetch the island, then draw cavern, then edge twice to get what doesn't need to be street wraith. It can be pact of negation. I could go for the same turn win here, which plays around days, but not him slow rolling a force. And he has 1 card type from Delirium, which, so if he just plays like a Ponder, oh, okay, Brainstorm. But if he puts a creature, okay, doesn't put anything in. We also have the days here that we can use, should we deem that necessary. All right. So I think I am actually going to pull the trigger on this daze, just because we're not using it for anything else. Okay. You bet. Alright. Brainstorm away. Wasteland. There's counterbalance, which will resolve. Alright. And here comes the cavern. Okay. Right on. Cavern OP, says Kai. Right. Ugh. Nope. Yeah, I'll keep. This is not very good. Well, it's a Doomsday away from being fantastic, but well, turn one not a creature. You'll love to see it from our Delver friends. Kai does not shuffle. Okay. Let's do this. Tab out? No. Let's get the basic swamp and duress. Force. Double wasteland. Love to see that, right? Okay. That Kai draws a bauble. Baubles. Interesting. Why does he bauble himself? There's wasteland. Is this enough to... This is actually... Kai can tap out and play Murktide. Unless he's drawing a force, that seems like really aggressive. So Kai's hand just has to not be force or a second daze. But I mean, we're not winning this turn. We'll drop to 9. And then drop to 4 from Murky. And then drop to 2. But that still wins us the game next turn. So yeah. But I guess we beat force here anyways, so. So Thassa, Cavern. Oh, hang on, no. No. Yeah, I miscounted. So what we can do is we can lead off by thought seizing next turn. And then, like, hopefully that doesn't get dazed. And then we won't Street Wraith. No, no, no. Oh my god, it's all unraveling here. Just completely unraveled on me because of my life total. So let's hang on. I'm gonna be at 9. I'll drop to 4. I can Street Wraith once. I have one in my hand. They have Kai has a blast here, so that's kind of a problem. So we can draw edge, then we can. Yeah, we can't Thought Season Street Wraith, which is like the big problem. So we need Kai to tap some mana next turn, but he has no incentive to do so. Okay. So let's draw Brainstorm, I guess. And not the Cavern, but a Petal. And another Petal. This is just completely derailing. So what? We'll draw Edge, we'll Edge into Brainstorm, we'll Brainstorm, and then have Thought Seized ahead of time and hope to daze and all sorts of stuff. Yeah, let's try this. Alright, so we need Kai to do something that lets us daze, and we probably need him to mess up his timing here, which I don't expect him to do. Yeah, that's a really good play to turn, as it turned out, to make the Murktide. Yeah. Not looking good for our hero here. I think Kai's looking through our Exile Zone to establish whether or not Cavern is still in the deck or what. Yeah. Oh, he again targets himself. Interesting. Counterbalance. So that puts Reb off the table. This is an interesting play on his part, I think. I don't think I gain much by cycling here, do I? So if I cycle Street Wraith into Edge, and then cycle Edge, sacking the swamp into Brainstorm, and then I cast Brainstorm, and then Kai dazes the Brainstorm, and then I daze. No. We have to let this resolve. Kai's drawing his card here, so he's not going to know what's on the top of his deck. It can't be, okay, but check this out. It can't be a 2, it can't be a 1, and it can't be a 0, so it basically has to be like a Force or a Murktide. So let's Thought Seize here. We'll have those two. No, wait. If we Thoughtseize here, Stays becomes live? Yeah, Thoughtseize also doesn't do anything except for, like, confirm or deny the unfortunate truth about what's on top of his deck. Yeah, okay. Womp womp. Alright, I think we have time for one more. Let's see if we can get some redemption here in the final act. Alright, on the draw. Somehow I don't feel like I'm supposed to keep this, but I am going to try. Kai also keeps 7. I'd really like to draw like another fetch land here. Alright, well, we're going to lose to a Wasteland here if they have it. But I don't think I can afford this. Do I want to be playing around? I probably don't want to be playing around Counterbalance, to be honest. But I'm also not sure how I'm gonna win with this like Brainstorm being so important in terms of them having like a Red Blast, and Brainstorm is like my only piece of action really. Doesn't shuffle. Has a 3/3. Okay. I think I'm gonna cycle here, hope to another land, which I do. So I'm gonna I am going to defense grid here. And having the redundant defense grid is not the worst. In case Kai fights over this. But we are like on a clock here. Oh, Wasteland, terrible. So I'm gonna drop to 10. Oh, jeez. Probably spells the end. Okay, so I can I think I have to personal tutor here and just hope that Kai doesn't flip the Delver. I can't remember. I don't think he knows the top of his deck. Okay, I'm out. Rough, rough, rough. All right. Yeah, this is good. This is decent. Let's turn 1 duress. Let's take a daze and try and go for the win next turn. DRC, sure. Bobble. Put a wasteland in the yard. All right. So this one card Kai just drew is what needs to, like, it's do or die time. That is hard to swallow. What was pitched? Delver. Oops, hang on. This ball is gone, so he has one more unknown and a brainstorm. So what's my hope here? To cycle edge and hit one of my 3 dazes? Doesn't seem very realistic, but I'm also not winning. Yeah, alright. That's it. Alright. Seeing as that mauling went so quickly, I do actually have time for one more. So that was rough. On the draw. I think I have to keep this, though this is also like just asking to lose to a wasteland. Kai mulls to 5. I think he won last time he mulled to 5. I could be misremembering. And let's ponder. Probably get, yeah, it gets blasted, sure. At least there's no wasteland, so. Okay, I think I'm gonna brainstorm here. Wow. So another pyroblast, I'm gonna daze that. Let's just replay Underground, see if we miss on a land, we don't get brainstorm locked because we can consider one of the cards into the graveyard. Which is exactly what happens. Actually, no, that's not true. We can personal tutor and now we have the dark ritual, so that's kind of good. Let's put away Thassa. And I guess ponder. No, not much point in bobbling me. I think I am going to Duress Kai here. Days in the brainstorm, huh? Ugh, this is annoying. So I have to take the days, I think, because if we don't draw land, we aren't beating that days. Okay, now we are. Because now our days is live. And we even drew a second land, which is excellent. So. Kai, you monster. Alright. So we're going to put Deep Analysis into the graveyard. And draw, like, Lion's Eye Diamond. And then we're going to cast Deep Analysis, sack, or rather, yeah, no, we're going to Edge of Autumn, then we're going to hold priority and sack LED. We're going to draw a Pact of Negation. And then Thassa. Yeah, that's it. So let's put Thassa on the bottom with the petal. And then like this. Yes, please. And draw 2. and win. All right, cool. Good stuff, good stuff. Kai did mull to 5 though. All right, gonna keep this. DRC, yep. No bobble at least. Oops, I almost clicked through my turn there. Let's play the pedal. Find Doomsday? We do find Doomsday. One fine doomy day. I think we no. Let's pass and draw the defense grid because like if they have force and days, we lose. So I'd kind of hope not to get wastelanded here. That's probably like my biggest hope. Okay. Kai puts island in the graveyard off the surveil and brainstorms. Another DRC, okay. Still 2 card types away from Delirium. And I suppose, do I just go for the win here now? No, I think our life total is just not under pressure at all. So let's go for the grid. I'm assuming this will draw out a force if Kai has one. Yeah. Force pitch days. Put a DRC in the yard so they can get. Oh, put creatures. No. I was supposed to daze. Oh, how lame. I was supposed to daze. Okay, well, I mean, let's Doomsday. If he has one more daze or force, we can daze that at least. Oh, that was stupid. Okay. Well, Kai is still not delirious. And we are at 9. So let's go like this. So we will next turn. I suppose if we get wastelanded, that's pretty bad. I don't think Kai. Yeah, Kai put some creatures on the bottom. I still think this is probably okay. If Kai red blasts the Ponder, we can decide to just go for the win. Okay, but there is a wasteland. So that means we have to wait another turn anyways, which means this Ponder doesn't really matter that much. So I think it's fine to just not cast it, because that would potentially give Kai surveil triggers. Okay, I'm gonna sacrifice this and pass. Merit of Folk. All right. Good deal. Good deal. All right. Well, I mean, I haven't been keeping track. I'm pretty sure Kai won more than I did. Not sure this really changes the equation that much, but it felt fine. Like, I don't think in this matchup that you are a giant underdog. I think that is just blown way out of proportion. I think you are pretty clearly not favored. Like I think it is. If I were a betting man, I would put money on Delver over Doomsday if I had to bet. But I don't think it's. Uh, this is more of a me going off on a tangent here. I don't think it's as bad as it's being made out to, if that makes sense. Like I don't think people who are like uh, are making the headline that Doomsday is just a terrible matchup, or has terrible matchup versus Delver is necessarily correct. I also feel like the argument that why would you play a deck that is like unfavored versus Delver is like a little bit weird because Delver is the best deck. Hence, most decks are going to be unfavored, I think, against Delver. Probably not by very much. That is the whole thing. Like Delver is slightly favored against most things, and mostly just like even or a little bit more than even against most things. And it is more than a little bit favored versus Doomsday, but not like it's not like I don't know 80-20 or whatever. So, anyways, rant off. I hope you enjoyed this. I certainly did. I think I'm okay with this approach, really. I would love to test some more, but for now, this is going to be me signing off. I hope you all stay safe, and I'll see you next time for some more Legacy. Bye-bye.